Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, President Bongbong Marcos extends a controversial franchise consolidation deadline to April 30 amid calls from transport groups and lawmakers to review the PUV modernization program. We speak to Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista, who had recommended the extension. And some PUV drivers and operators call the president's decision a partial victory. PISTON National President Mody Floranda tells us more later in the show. Jeepney drivers and operators have another 3 months to consolidate. President Bongbong Marcos has extended that deadline, which lapsed on December 31 to April 30. The transportation chief recommended the extension for those who wanted to form or join cooperatives but did not make the previous cuts. Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista. Secretary, thank you so much for your time. I know you're very busy right now.
Hi, good morning, Pinky. Thank you for the opportunity to explain government's public modernization program of the public utility vehicles.
Let me start with this, Secretary. So the president was firm, previously firm that there will be no extension of the consolidation for PUVs. What made you recommend this 3-month extension, and why did the president approve this, sir?
I continuously talk to those who were not able to consolidate, and they were asking for some more time, but they are willing to consolidate, So I talked to the president yesterday, and I told him that although there are already like 76% consolidation, it's good to increase it a few more percentage, Pinky, the study for this PUB modernization program does not require 100% consolidation, because there are duplications of routes that are now operating, and LTFRB working with the local governments are fixing this, because we are preparing what you call the local public transport route plan, which is another component of the PUB modernization program.
Secretary, this is the route rationalization. That's the next phase,
That's right?
Okay.
That's right. Because, there are many components of the modernization program. The first one is consolidation. Second is route rationalization. Third is the acquisition of modern vehicles. Another one is financing. Of course, there is this social component of helping those who will be affected. And of course, a very important aspect of this program is communication.
All right.
So we're doing all this now. We started with consolidation. Now we have 76%. And then we're working now for the LTPRP, or the local public transport route plan, which we have already like maybe 15 or 20% complete. To me, the program is really implementable, Pinky.
Opo. So, it's good you gave the numbers. Sometimes, sir, when you actually look into and search for the numbers, there are conflicting numbers here. So officially, you're saying, number one, 76% of all PUVs nationwide have consolidated. And idinagdag nyo na rin po itong route rationalization, which is actually the next step after consolidation. This is at 70% and in coordination with the LGU, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's not. The route rationalization is not 70%. We still need to do this maybe another 2 to 3 years to complete the route rationalization program.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. So just to clarify, all unconsolidated public utility vehicles will be allowed to ply their routes until April 30.
That's right, Pinky.
Okay, what happens after April 30, sir? Could there be any more possible extension?
No, I think this will be the last and final extension. This is the 8th time that we are extending the deadline, Pinky. No? And considering that there is already 76% consolidation rate, no? I don't think there is a need to extend it any further. No? If, let's say, we get another 10%, no? I think that is more than enough to implement the program.
If it's 76% consolidated nationwide, I think, Secretary, there's a problem in NCR because the number is much lower. What is the percentage of the public utility vehicles who have consolidated in Metro Manila?
In the NCR region, it's more than 50%. No? But, NCR, there are other related routes, no? Let's say, for example, from Bulacan to Manila, no? This is part of NCR, but how we regulate it is by region, no? So part of the other routes are into Metro Manila also, no? And Pinky, we have identified the unconsolidated routes, no? In fact, even if we did not extend the deadline, no, we are confident that we can serve the requirement of the riding public. No? I'll give you an example. Most of the unconsolidated routes here in Metro Manila are the short routes. No? And there are longer routes that pass through that route also. No? So there are available seats that we can offer to those passengers that are taking the previous unconsolidated routes. No? So we have identified all this. No? There are other sources of transport also. No? There are buses flying that route also. They can take a motorcycle taxi. They can take a tricycle. No? So there are many modes of transport that they can consider aside from taking the jeepney.
Yeah, well, I'll just bring this in, sir. When I talked about this with another official, sir, there were comments na mahal po kasi yung tricycle, especially for the short routes. That's one of the concerns, sir.
Yes, tama yon, Pinky, mahal. But aside from tricycle, there are buses, no? They can take other jeepney from other routes that pass through the same route, no? So, yan yung tinitingnan namin. That was how LTFRB explained to us, no? That there will be sufficient capacity, no? Even if we implement it on February 1, no?
Ito ho, what is the plan of the Transportation Department in the next 3 months? What will you be busying yourself with in terms of the PUV modernization?
Well, I continuously talk to the stakeholders, no? In fact, there is one group this afternoon talked to me wanting to give their intention, no? To comply with the consolidation up to April 30. There are like 500 of them working with a transport leader. No? I will not tell the name because
I was just about to ask you.
Yeah, yes. But 500 unconsolidated. This is in the southern part of Metro Manila.
Okay.
No? They have a meeting at 2 o'clock this afternoon. No? In fact, they wanted me to go there. Unfortunately, I have previous commitments. No? But I'm sending somebody to work with them. No?
Okay. Secretary, some of the concerns, I'd like to bring this in, of the drivers and operators. I think this was in Bacolod City. Basically, they were saying that in their area, 73% rather did not consolidate. Why? They want to keep their individual franchises and operate individually. Dahil nagkakaroon daw kasi ng politika at infighting sa mga corporations that cause some to be kicked out Is this something that needs to be addressed? Because if they say this happens, sure or certainly it will happen.
Pinky, this will happen. We can. There will be instances that can happen. No? In fact, on the Bacolod issue, I had a discussion with Mayor Albi that the city government is even willing to be the franchise holder. No? They are even willing to finance the acquisition of the vehicles, no? And they were asking if we will allow them to operate, no? And I told him, yeah, we're open to that, no? Because of yung issue that there are infighting among the members of the cooperative or corporation, no?
Yeah.
It can happen, Pinky, but I think most of the cooperatives that have already been very successful are supporting the program. No?
Secretary, can I still have 1 minute? Just one last question.
Yes, Pinky.
The big question, of course, after the route rationalization, yung cost ho talaga, sabihin po natin ng modern jeep. What is government going to offer the operators or the drivers or the corporations or cooperatives? Magkano ho ba talaga ang magiging cost ng modern jeep?
Alam mo, Pinky, yung cost ng modern jeep, it's really based on what the operators want, no? Siyempre, it can range based on the amenities that you will include in the vehicles, no? But it's really up to them, no? As long as they conform to what you call the Philippine national standards, no? We don't interfere with their decision who to buy from, no? It's really up to them. It's a business for them, you know? And we will allow them to make their own decision.
But what would be the cheapest, sir, that they can buy a modern jeep for?
Well, they can. There are many sources, no? I think there are more than 40 possible suppliers that they can talk to. They can import. No, there are local manufacturers. No? There's one telling us that he can produce one at less than 1 million pesos. No?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So it's really up to the operators, no?
Okay.
But of course, we will help them if they want help from the government, no? And that's what we're doing. No? Even that manufacturer talking to us, of course, we cannot endorse him.
Yeah, yeah.
But I told him that any assistance from the
All right.
government, we are here to help him, no?
Okay.
So that he can offer it at a very good price.
Nakausap po namin yung Francisco Motors, and yes, they were offering it about 950-something thousand. Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista, sir, always a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Pinky. Good morning.
Good morning. We'll be taking a very short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. As pressure from transport groups and lawmakers mount, President Bongbong Marcos extends the contentious PUV franchise consolidation deadline to April 30th. Authorities previously warned unconsolidated PUVs will be considered illegal and apprehended by February 1st. Agatha Gregorio reports.
A partial victory. That's what some drivers are calling the extension of the deadline for public utility vehicle franchise consolidation to April 30. The deadline lapsed back in December. President Bongbong Marcos approved on Wednesday the recommendation of Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista to extend the consolidation period for those who said they were unable to consolidate because they initially did not make the cutoff.
Hindi po dapat in-extend ito ng 3 months, 6 months o 1 taon. Ang panawagan po natin sa ating Pangulo, hindi po mawala ang ating mga prangkisa. Magpatuloy po ang aming hanap buhay na kahit hindi po kami nagko-consolidate, pwede naman po kaming mag-modernize. Ang equivalent po ng 30 kooperatiba na hindi na po nakakabiyahe dahil sa laki ng utang ay umaabot po ng halos 1,000 na.
According to the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, 75% of jeepneys have already consolidated as of mid-January. And in a statement, LTFRB Chairperson Teofilo Guadis urges the rest of the PUV drivers and operators to now take the opportunity to consolidate. According to Manibela, however, there are some who already regret their decision.
May mga application na tayo ng for withdrawal na mga naunang nag-consolidate o mga kooperatiba na talagang nalugi na. Yun ang masakit dito.
Manibela Chairman Marvel Buenas says there are cases where leaders of some cooperatives removed members to pocket the earnings of all drivers. Transport Group PISTON says it is determined to keep holding protests and mobilizing until the government scraps the PUV modernization program. A House panel approved a resolution on Wednesday asking the chief executive to reconsider the deadline amid, quote, major issues in the program. Agatha Gregorio, CNN Philippines.
We were able to speak to Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista earlier, and basically he said that the reason for the 3-month extension that he recommended to President Bongbong Marcos was because there were feelers and statements coming from drivers and operators that they wish to consolidate, hence the 3-month extension. In fact, Secretary Bautista said that sometime later today, he will be speaking to a group of operator or drivers. It was not clear if he said they were operators or drivers. And they will speak to a secretary, but he will be sending a representative there that they are already intending to actually join the and be part of the PUV modernization through consolidation. So that basically would be an added boost to the numbers that he gave us a while ago. Looking at the numbers of consolidation nationwide, it is at 76%, and in NCR, he said, more than 50%. We're going to take a very short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. We'd just like to say that we've been trying to speak to Mody of PISTON. They had earlier called this decision by the Transportation Department, the recommendation of the Transportation Department to President Bongbong Marcos to extend this consolidation phase to April 30. They actually called it a partial victory. Hence, we wanted to speak to him and find out more. What are their plans in the next 3 months while nabigyan po sila ng palugit na 3 buwan? And according to Secretary Bautista, when I asked him after April 30, could there be another possible extension, to which he said, malabo nang mangyari yon. In fact, the Secretary said this is the 8th time that there has been an extension regarding this consolidation phase for public utility vehicles. This is the first phase, to which after this will be the route rationalization plan, which would take about 2 to 3 years, and then is the purchase of modern utility vehicles such as modern jeeps and the financing that comes with that. I asked him how much a modern jeep would cost, to which he said that there has been an offer of about 1 million. In fact, The Source was able to interview Francisco Motors, and I remember that the owner was saying that they're actually offering their modern jeeps for about more or less 950,000 pesos. However, Secretary Bautista was saying they are keeping their hands off in terms of the operators wanting to purchase these modern jeeps. It will be completely up to them, but there, according to him, according to Secretary Bautista, there will be about 40 options. That's what I heard, 40 options for the drivers and operators to choose which modern jeep they will be purchasing. Again, unfortunately, we were not able to speak to Mody of PISTON. Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.